Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Fabio Wardley, in light of his incredible war with Frazer Clarke, he's kind of suggested that maybe a world title fight could be out there for him, and if it arose, he would take it. And this shows what an incredible fighting man he is. We knew that anyway after Saturday, in the Clarke war. Extremely tough man, makes up for his lack of technical schooling, conventional schooling, makes up for his lack of technical prowess, you might say, with sheer guts, determination, stamina, and just a fighting spirit that you just can't teach. A tremendous fighter, and a very good boxer. I mean, he's learned, because of his athleticism, he's able to get away with things, and he has learned, some very good basic boxing skills, and he's clearly, at the very least, good European level. Now, a world title fight, would that be a bridge too far? Well, that would depend who he fights, of course. But if you look at the rankings, the four major ruling bodies, in the WBC, he's number 14. He's 12 with the WBA. He's 11, I think, with the IBF. And he's number 6 with the WBO. Now, regardless of whether you think that's too high, too low, or whatever, those different rankings, the belts are obviously tied up. You've got Fury versus Usyk. We hope that's going to go ahead. Fingers crossed, toes crossed, and everything else crossed. The IBF may strip the winner of that for any kind of rematch because Hrgović is there mandatory. So Hrgović could face possibly a Joshua or maybe someone else. Maybe not Joshua. We don't know, do we? It's possible that the belts could go up in the air, in which case he may be, even though he's not mandatory for anything, he may be, Fabio Wardley he may be able to sort of elbow his way to the front and get a title fight. He's got the connection. Well, he hasn't really got the connection because he broke up with Matchroom, but I think there would be a leading promoter prepared to step in and fight his cause for him and try to negotiate a world title fight. There is another option, which is one that Daniel Dubois went down, and that is that Mahmoud Shah, he has this, spurious WBA, bloody awful belt, a load of crap. I'm not even going to go into Mahmoud Shah's, reign as WBA regular champ because it's just so preposterous. But if a fight could be put together between Wardley and Shah or Wardley was to win, Wardley would at least hold that WBA belt, which would give him the inside track to the WBA title. Like I say, Daniel Dubois did it. So, I mean, the one we want to all see, I think, eventually, maybe not tomorrow, because they're both smashed up, but is a rematch with Frazer Clarke. And there's no doubt that both guys do have unfinished business because it was a draw. And you can say that you think, one by a point or two, but draws may be fair, but nothing conclusive has been decided. We'd like to see him fight again. Well, I would anyway. I think a lot of you probably would. But, I mean, that was such a tremendous battle. It may have drained them both. It may have cut years off their career. What is Clarke now? Clarke is 32, I think. And he's not that old for a heavyweight. Wardley's probably 28. Both showed, guts by the skipful. I mean, just tremendous warriors. Do they want to do that again? I don't know. We want to see it, but I wouldn't blame them if they said, hang on a minute, I've had enough of you. I'm going down this route instead. Yeah, it could happen. And of course, if you get offered or you can be manoeuvred into a world title shot, you're going to take that. Now, do I see Wardley beating Tyson Fury or Usyk or, Parker and, who else have we got on there? Hrgović, any of that lot, even Dubois. Do I see Wardley beating any of those guys? Well, no is the answer to some of those that I mentioned, and he'd give a good fight to maybe another couple. I mean, I think he'd give Joseph Parker a good fight. I think Parker would beat him, but, Hrgović, I think, is overrated, but would probably beat Wardley. So I don't know. I think that I think it's a bit sort of fanciful to be thinking of Wardley in terms of a world title fight. But that's what he said he wants, and that shows the ambition of the guy, and that shows the confidence and the self-belief. And he is someone who exudes this sort of high level of confidence whenever he speaks. You can sort of believe him. Most fighters, if not all of them, say, "Yeah, I feel great. This has been my best ever training camp. I'll take on any man." Blah blah blah. Yeah, and then when it comes to it, maybe not so keen. Maybe not. Maybe it's a front. Maybe it's a mask. But when you get in that ring, if you're trying to kid yourself, it ain't going to work. If you're trying to kid other people, you're going to be exposed. So this guy, Wardley, though, he does, I think, have a very genuine confidence. But confidence can get you a long, long way. It's like natural athleticism can, but you need technical prowess in a boxing ring to fight the absolute elite people. And I definitely think Wardley can overachieve because of his hard work and his confidence and his natural ability, but whether he can beat the very best, I don't think so. But I could be wrong. Same with Frazer Clarke. Actually, I'd put him in the same sort of bracket. But anyway, what do you think? Do you think Frazer Clarke, Wardley, Fabio Wardley, is overreaching, or do you think he, this was for the British and Commonwealth titles. The Frazer Clarke fight was, so it's British Commonwealth level. Maybe the EBU would be an option, to go for the EBU first, for either man, actually, Clarke or Wardley. And then maybe, dip your toes in the heavyweight top 20 list, top 15 maybe. Yeah, top 15. Those are what the ranking bodies go by. But let me know what you think. Comments below, and please subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the like button as well. That would be much appreciated. And I'll give you comments to read and answer however many I can. Take care of yourselves. Welcome to the weekend. Bye for now.